tempting fate. Oh, hey now, farmer's daughter, don't you stray in the shadows where danger waits, down by the creek where the willows sway. Strike lightning, tempting fate. Whoa, tempting fate.
Fields stretched wide, ain't no place to hide. Lonely days plowing sweat under sunfire. Tired hands, rough skin, lost in the routine. Just me and the crops under blue-white skies. One day saw you sticking up straight and tall. Raggedy clothes, straw hair, but you caught my eye. Hey, stuffed heart beats like it's real inside. Thinking how you'd stand by through the nights. Scarecrow, love your silent vow. In the moonlight shining somehow. Rag and straw, but heart could glow. My lonely life you put on hold. Rain or shine, you just stand your ground. Wind don't shake you, drought can't bring you down. Lonely farmer heart just can't comprehend why I feel this yearning like you, my best friend. Dreams at night, walking hand in hand. Feathered dreams slipping through worn out bands. Scarecrow tears from an empty hollow. Foolish heart hopes for love to follow. Scarecrow, love your silent vow. In the moonlight shining somehow. Rag and straw, but heart could glow. My lonely life you put on hold. Scarecrow, love your silent vow. Somehow, rag and straw, but heart could glow. My lonely life you put on hold. Scarecrow, love your silent vow. In the moonlight shining somehow. Rag and straw, but heart could glow. My lonely life you put on hold. Silent vow. In the moonlight shining somehow. Rag and straw, but heart could glow. My lonely life you put on hold. My lonely life you put on hold.
Alright, let's get this show on the road. Alright, we're gonna get the show on the road. Let the music finish out. Click. Alright, everything seems to be working fine. So, how's everybody doing tonight? How's everybody doing this evening, night, wherever you are? Probably morning. I don't really know. So, while I get my drink open, I am RedCorn, otherwise known as Mississippi Guns of Grunge. How y'all doing? Poppy soda. I only drink one a week. Perfectly fine. I don't need overly sugary crap. So, we're going to be doing a little bit of RoadCraft, because why not? Build roads, build some bridges, log out the back 40, and all that jazz. Making sure everything's okay. Figure we finish this up. I have been playing a little bit through this, so some of it did get recorded, some of it didn't, but you know, whatever. Yes, I'd like to continue, please and thank you. Ah, there it is. So, yeah, that's what we're going to be doing. Sometimes this game drives me up the wall, but it's really more Saber's performance issues. I figured why not go ahead and get some of this crap cleared up and get it loaded. First things first, we're going to ease the road on out. Ease on down the road. This is what I was doing the other night, was just doing this because I had a little bit of I was kind of upset about something, so I just play RoadCraft. That's the funny thing about it. People talk about, you know, oh, Sims aren't relaxing. Sims are very relaxing. To me, this is cozy stuff. Now, where's my other stuff? Ah, here it is. As you can see, I have all my other stuff here. Got a stump clear, and we're going to enter this. See, look at these beauties. See, I already got logs already stacked up in here. So that's what we're going to be doing. We're going to be grabbing logs. And it's like I did get the stump grinder. That was on another map. Up, up, up. I almost made a mistake. I almost made a very big mistake. A very big mistake. No, that's... Can I cut this one? Actually, yes, I can. Alright, we're going to back it up. Ah, here's a good spot. And we're going to process the tree. It's a work of art. And this, I think, should just break. Yeah, it does. I'll still have to come up in here with the stump grinder and get rid of these stumps. Okay, then. Alright. Alright, cut the tree. Alright. Just ignore me. I'm keeping it real with a little bit of... I'll get to that route in a moment. Please and thank you. Process this tree. Alright. Well, that part's no good. Ah, more trees. Okay, I might have to approach this from a different angle. Or not. Back it up. Dang logs. See? Works every time. Which y'all hold that thought right quick. Let me readjust something. That's what I'm trying to do. Let me readjust something right quick. There it is. I really need to make a hold on technical difficulty screen. That's what I need to make. There it is. Alright, perfect. I got it set. I got the problem all the way set. And of course it wants to do this type of crap. Yeah, hold on a minute. Watch, I guarantee you it's going to do some stuff like this. See, that's a problem. Let's see if it goes back to normal. No, it doesn't. Now, why is it acting like this? That is beyond strange. Okay, that is strange. Alright, there it is. Let's see. No, it's still not. Of course it wants to do this type of crap. Now, why it's doing that, I don't know. I don't know why it's doing the screen like this. But y'all give me a moment. We're going to exit the game right quick. So yeah, that is by far strange. I don't know why it's doing that. Couldn't explain why. Now I'm about to reload the game. All because this thing wanted to act stupid for some reason. So here we go. Okay, why ain't it launching? This is where you wish Saber would actually fix the damn game. Of course, it's got to upload the cloud status. RoadCraft, why must you do this? Alright, now let's try it. Alright. All just because they won't let me pull it up. Alright, now let's try it. See if it actually malfunctions this time. Yeah, it is. Why is it doing this? And it won't let me over there to check it. Let's see. Now watch. Alright. Let's see what happens when I go to full screen. Nope, still the same crap. Okay, so it's still giving me a little bit of static. But you know, this is not like with SnowRunner. You know, SnowRunner, I don't have this issue. But for some reason, this one does. So yeah, I'm not really sure why it's doing this. See, I don't know why. I couldn't tell you why it's doing this type of shit. But we're going to find out something. Alright. See if that fixes it. Nope, this is not fixing it. This is by far the strangest thing I've ever had happen. If I have to, I will put in SnowRunner, which... That reminds me, I just might do that. Because I want to see if it's just doing this with RoadCraft or if it's doing it with SnowRunner too. Alright, so let's do on SnowRunner. Hopefully this will not happen. Alright, let's see if it does it with SnowRunner. No, it's not. It's just with RoadCraft. Today would be nice. Okay, so no, it's just with RoadCraft it's doing this shit too. That is strange. Why it's messing up with SnowRunner, but... Well, RoadCraft. It's messing up with RoadCraft, but not SnowRunner. So we're about to find out if it messes up again. I mean, if it does, I'll probably just change it all over to SnowRunner. And it's like, okay, RoadCraft was being weird. Watch. Yeah, there it is. That is strange. That is strange. This is strange enough. Because I've never had this happen. Y'all see the problem that I'm dealing with. Never once did this ever happen. Let's see if that works. Yeah, it works now. Ain't that some shit? Well, we gotta cut the rest of this crap off. Well, we got the problem fixed on live. That's where... If somebody from Saber's watching this, please fix some of this shit. I mean, honestly, why would this... It just makes no sense. Alright, let's just get back into some logging. Honestly, what weird shit. I guess we won't be getting that tree. And I just knocked the dang tree over. Alright, we're gonna cut it. Alright, now we're back to logging. Alright, now that we're back logging under good stuff. Alright, process the tree. Whoop! Alright, we got 4 logs. And we'll stop at 6, but y'all hold on right quick. Something's knocking on my door outside. Alright, I'm back. I'm back. Hi. Hello from Steak. Okay then. Well, how are you doing? Alaskan has come. Well, hi, how you doing? Sorry it took me a little bit to get back. There was some knocking going on outside. Yes, cut that tree, please. I do apologize for any holdups and delays. We had a little bit of technical difficulties starting out. But now, here we are, taking care of business. A little bit of logging action. Cut the tree. Oh, that's nice. Well, I hope all is going well for you. Alright, 3 and 3. Alright, that should be enough. Process the tree. Just go ahead and move this out the way. And we'll be getting right to it. Ah, here it is. Now I grab this one right here. Alright, some logs will do just fine. And of course this thing wants to act weird. What's happening, Rain? As you can see, I'm arguing with the log. Arguing with logs. Oh, I'm doing good. We had a little bit of technical problems starting off earlier. Oh, and I got some new games in the mail. Yeah, I got some PS2 games in the mail, so I'll probably be streaming those at some point or another. There was that. I'm sorry, I do not know what God Hand is. I probably heard of it, but just haven't as of yet. Welcome to the crane controls of... Ah, there it is. I'm gonna stack these in. And back out of here. Yeah, that's the story of it. I'm arguing with logs. Wow, that's actually cool. Nice attention to detail. Ah, now we get to play with the old stump mulcher. That's one stump mulcher down. Well, one stump down. Well, at least I'm clearing somewhat of an error. Oh, it's a PS2 game. Okay, thanks for telling me that. Thank you, Trash Coon, for telling me that. PS2 game, alright. I will be sure to keep that in mind the next time I go hunting for a PS2 game. But for the games in question that I got, I ended up getting Hitman Contracts, Hitman 2, and Blood Money. That's what I ended up getting. But then again, that's what was supposed to come in the mail, so it arrived. I also need to get a DVD. I also need to get one of those DVD storage towers. That's what I need to get. That's what I should do. But yeah, let's see what I was doing. I was gathering logs for a certain spot. If I can find the bridge. I think it was over here. Ah, here it is. Alright then. Well, I got some logs. So I guess we'll probably head on over to the unfinished passage. I should be able to get it back there if I travel back down that road. Of course, I think that's what it needs. Huh, lots of logs back there, too. Oh, well, I guess I'm going to drive it out that way. It's going to take a while, so be patient. I don't expect this thing to get up and go. It's not a Ferrari. It's got a nice inside, too. Oh. Okay, so yeah, this thing would handle with, Yeah, this would be something you drive with, the twin sticks. Alright, yeah, we better not. Yeah, the unfinished passage. Well, I gotta take the long way around. Actually, no, I don't have to take the long way around. Because I happen to have tracks. probably not good for it, but still. There she goes. I honestly don't know how long I'll be streaming this tonight either. Hopefully this should be enough. I hope these logs work. I hope it's the right kind of logs. Then I'll probably go grab some of that yellow stuff and fix that up. Because I had 100,000, but, you know. Well, at least I'm almost there. Almost there, almost there. Also, if there's any delays, that's not my fault. That's on YouTube. That's on YouTube's end. You know, I might fill that part down there with sand. I don't want no logs falling out. And of course I didn't bring my bulldozer back here. One tree down it goes. Yep, definitely bring my bulldozer down here and clear this off. Well, first you don't succeed, whatever. Okay, so it is going to be this way. Yeah, this is definitely one of those. I'm going to have to bring all kinds of sand down off in here. More road building. And there it is. I guess this will be one of those, where am I at? Alright. Looks like if I just keep following it, I'll be out near the salt mine. Because like hell am I going back for that crap back there. Oh yeah, definitely more sand building. Alright, there it goes. There she goes. Don't want to go out in there. Very relaxing evening of driving forestry equipment. Okay, so at least I know what the logs do now. Well, this way would take me up by the sand quarry. Oh, well, never mind. Yeah, I can just swing right back through here. Alright, so I know where I'm at. Leave it to Saber to make one crazy map. Well, at least we're out of the woods. You gotta love how tracks look through the mud. I wonder, has anything with tracks ever been stuck with the mud? I'm pretty sure there's videos out there of one getting stuck. But, you know, such as it is. Okay, so it looks like I'll just be hooking a right. I might come back for those tires because I heard they were worth something. How many is that? That's 6. Alright, I guess I'll be coming back for those. Behold, more of my handiwork. More of my handiwork. And a tractor. Which I already know how I'm going to do that. Yeah, as you can see, I've been doing a lot of road work. Mostly just making new gravel roads. Granted, they can be better, but, you know, such as it is. I kind of made a mess with the cable layer. So that kind of created problems. Now, what is that? I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. I am back. Let's continue forward. Of course, yeah, this thing is a bit slow as the daylight. It's slow as the dickens. But I haven't unlocked other stuff yet. Alright, follow the road and we'll head right up towards the sawmill. Alright, now that I'm back doing it, I don't know if I'll take any breaks tonight, given how weird this game's already acting. I need to take that over by something else. I want to say there's one that it does have the wheels on it. I just got this one with the tracks because I had it unlocked. So now that I've got some logging done, I'll probably go pick up more scrap. Lots of miss. I'll give it that. That is quite the miss. All right. Oh yeah, that's right. I still have to clean this crap over here up. Yeesh. That's why I never got done with it. Well, hopefully this works out. Hopefully this works. Okay, so it actually got up that. Nope. I might have to dump more sand in this particular point. Oh yeah, I definitely know where I need to put the sand now. Alright, now let's get it going. Alright. Then one more time, right back up the middle. Alright, that should be good enough. Well, I guess it won't hurt to park it over here. Alright. Now it's just this one that's being a little bit of a hazard. Of course it is. This also works. Probably would help if I didn't put this thing at such an awkward angle. Oh, come on, you can do it. Okay, so it is workable. Okay, so I got it fixed. I will push you out of that. Alright, that should be good enough. Let's see. Of course, it'd be right here. Okay, then. Alright, now to go fix that other pathway and I'll be done with this. Let's see. Okay, I saw some... Okay, definitely come back for that. Probably get some more money first of all. Alright, that should be good and done. Alright, this should be good enough once I get it back here and get it flattened. Alright, let's see how this works out now. No, not that. Just so that way I could see exactly where this thing's going wrong at. Give me a little drink of water. Surprised I didn't get stuck there. Alright, now let's see where else this thing gets stuck at. It shouldn't get stuck up here, because I got... Okay, okay, no, it's not going to get stuck there. I'm pushing it out one way or another. Now what's he doing getting stuck there? Eh, hell. You think you find one problem and then another one pops up. Alright, that should solve the last of that. If not, we will definitely have to find a new route. But right now, this part's really going to need our help. And it doesn't surprise me. It honestly doesn't. Hopefully I can get this back here. Okay, so at least we know we can park it right here. When all else fails, sand. Although I do not recommend doing this. This is... okay, brilliant ideas from M-Dot. But this honestly looks like some crap M-Dot would do. More brilliant ideas. Now to fix this mess I made over here. Up there it goes. And there it goes. Well. Hopefully that solves the problem. Well, first things first, let's actually see if this works or not. Because if not, I might just flip over to another map and do some of it. Plus, I just like having an excuse to play around with bulldozers. I'm about to say, if it gets stuck right there... Okay, I really have no clue what's wrong with that road anyway. But yeah, to those of y'all just now chiming in, or to you're lurking or whatever, do like the stream and do subscribe. Besides, I'm going to be playing some special stuff tomorrow. A little bit silly, but still. But if not, I have backup games. I need to get back up there anyway. Alright, where's this other truck coming in at? That one I still got to plot a route. Alright, that should solve the problem. Solves that problem. And this one. Yeah, right there. That was most likely going to be a problem anyway. To do it from this way might be a little difficult. Because it means going through this crap. Or... no, that wouldn't work. That would take too long just to build a route all the way up through here. That would require a lot of sand. Okay, so it'd be right on top of the dang sand quarry. I don't know who drives these trucks, but they are stupid as hell. I'm gonna wait to see if it sends another truck and all that. Lots of trees. Lots and lots of trees. But whatever at this point. So yeah, gotta take a break from that map. It's getting a little bit boring for me, and we're gonna jump on over into this one. Let's continue the mission. Now, if y'all excuse me, I'll be right back. And like I said, I'd be back. Doesn't take that long at all. All right. All right then. Guess we'll be making some steel beams. Okay, I guess we'll take it over here. Let's see if I can actually... Alright, so yeah, it is marked. Okay, just follow the road. Okay then, time to get up out of here. Nice fall. Well, I've gotten better at building roads. That's a plus. Now, let's see, where do we take it to? Bunch of junk we can take over there. Tons of junk. Lots of junk. Lots of sand quarries too. There's the Highland base. Okay then. You know, funny enough, I'm actually still learning this game. I don't play it enough. I honestly don't play it enough. I'm still learning stuff to this day. Oh well. Might have made a little bit of a mistake, but I can power out of it. Well, hey, sometimes you gotta make your own shortcuts. You might as well do it. But to those of y'all chiming in at the top of the hour, I am RedCorn, otherwise known as Mississippi Gonzo Grunge. Now then, I do tend to stream simulator type stuff like this, but I also do a few, live streams of games that are more my speed anyway. I see these. I can always take these back to the base. Okay then. I bet you this would make one fun tire swing. Whew, that was a close one. Big close one. Alright, now that we got some tires, let's go see how much these bad boys sell for. Huh. Well, what do you know? I found another road bed. Alright. Time to go through the mud. I got a stack of tires. Ugh, excuse me.
This supply depot could be a huge help for the restoration effort. The power control panels on the fritz, though. I'm thinking you could bring one from the old gas station. Nobody's gonna miss it for a while, right?
Okay then. Now where's my cargo shit? And of course it is. You know what? We're going to use this one. Sometimes you just got to do it the old-fashioned way. Oh yeah, most definitely. Okay, now I know where to go. Alright, I know where to go, I know where to go. Well, I can leave this on because I don't have the gas crap turned on either. So, whoever's lurking, hi, how you doing? Because I know some of y'all tend to lurk. But hey, it's all appreciative. Hopefully I'll get the game I want to play tomorrow running. But if I don't, I will save it for April Fool's Day. And I'll play something else in its place. You know, I think, yeah, I made a wrong turn. Instead of the left at Albuquerque, I should have made the right. Well, I see a pipe that needs to be replaced. I got to do a lot of stuff on this map, so you know, I might actually just come back and record some of this. But if I pretty much had to describe this game, it would basically be... To be honest, I would describe RoadCraft as more of a hybrid between SnowRunner and a construction sim. So, in all honesty, that's how I feel. That's what this is. However, I do have Construction Sim in my Steam library. I'm just getting some stuff so I can set up a twin stick. Why would you want to set up a twin stick? Immersion. Y'all get to see my skill, so it's like, no, he's not bullshitting. He knows how to work this stuff. I'm using a controller on this because, RoadCraft has an issue with the wheel. I don't know what it is, but it's got an issue with it. But I will say this, if Saber would actually get off their ass and fix the wheel problem with this and SnowRunner and make it compatible with the farm stick, I'd have no issues. Of course, I have heard tell of people using using a second farm stick, using a twin setup with a farm stick just to get it moving. That's just what I've heard. That's with other games, though. But there's also some games that it does work better with the Thrustmaster dual space sticks. Which is what I want to do. Whatever you do, do not whip big, heavy equipment like Hellcats. Disasters are guaranteed to happen when you try to throw one around like it's a Hellcat. And to be honest, a Hellcat is actually something that I would want. But good God, I know I'm going to have to get security out the ass. That thing is, it's attractant. See, this thing also works. Of course, I might come back for some of this other crap, too. See, I mean, this crap over here works. Up, I see some yellows. Well, we're going to see if this actually gets through this nonsense. Of course, I did see a video today where I was talking about SnowRunner should add these IRL variants of the, trucks that are already in game. Even though a lot of them are mods, I'm like, yeah, please do add some of those. Of course, I'm trying to think if someone ever made the Kenworth C500 with the actual twin steer, because those things did come in twin steer and... trying to think of the other one. One was twin steer, the other one wasn't. Also, probably not a smart idea to use this. And there it is. Works like a charm.
Great work. Now we have our very own supply depot.
Works wonders. Now that this is out of the way. You mean to tell me that's all this is? $900 for this bullshit. Alright. Crackhead pricing. I've been robbed. That's what that is. That's crackhead pricing. Crackheads don't care. They still gonna get paid regardless. Now we're gonna see how much one of these goes for. Well, I mean, it's better than nothing. Don't have any way to do that yet. Well, looks like I'll be heading to the warehouse next. Now, lad. Ranger, fetch me my switch so I can hit this idiot with it. Now try not to hit the pole, crackhead. Now come on, swing that big bastard around. I know you can swing it. There, solves that problem. See, easy does it now isn't it? Get back on the concrete, crackhead. Excuse me, where's the driver? I'm not even going to question it at this point. Now we gotta watch this to make sure they don't mess it up. Okay then, I was not expecting to see this. That barrel better not prove a problem. Not bad. Not bad at all. Yes, exactly. Finally. Let's see, where else can I put it at? Well, I still need to go down this way. Okay, then. Okay, never mind. Might have to recall a different vehicle for that. I already know which one I could get. Now we got it moving. That's it. Keep it going. Woo-wee! And there it is. This should be the final pass, and we'll be done with it. I'll just leave these two out because I know I'm going to need them. Plus, I like to drive these vehicles myself. That's it. Nice and easy. Hopefully this road is straight enough. One steamroller coming up. Behold, now you get to see from the inside the POV perspective of somebody who works highway gigs. Hopefully this turns out perfect. And it did. Alright, that should be good. And I got something out of it. As I said I was. Ooh, do not go off in that. Please don't go off in that. Alright, so hear me out. I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm doing. Hopefully this should work. Should be in the ladder. But if not, oh well. At least I tried. Of course, this might not fit. Cool. Back this out the way. Now, let's see. This one I was going to take all the way down to the steel beams. That means angling it back and taking it all through. I'm going to move this out the way. Get this cable layer out the way. Yeesh. Okay, you know what? Because let's see, even if I went through here... Yeah, it's going to be too much of a struggle. But hey, at least I got some piping. Coming through with a wide load. You know, they could have made this a tad bit longer. And I might have made a mistake. Okay, I did not think about this part. You know, maybe I should have, maybe I should just back out and head back towards that way. That'd be the smart thing to do. This is definitely one of those, sand and a bulldozer. That's it. Come on, back it out. Back it out, you heifer. Oh, back up, heifer. Alright, now we got it moving. A little quiet. You know, fun to say, notice how it's more quieter back here than it is up there. And there it is. I'm out. I'm out. This thing chucking all kinds of black soot. You hear that Russian diesel screaming. You know, I wonder if I can get one of these imported over here and I'll stick a Cat 15 off in it with the Jake brake. A very obnoxious Jake brake. I mean, hey, if you're going to drive a big rig, at least do it right. You got to have the most obnoxiously loud Jake brake in existence. Of course, I don't know. I might do some forestry some other time. But that's after I get some new equipment. Yeah, get one of those with the Cat 15 and then just let it rip. Or if the Cat 15 doesn't work, we'll go get a Detroit diesel from the 70s. Of course, I did see somebody driving a Monte Carlo over here earlier. The SS model. Yeah, it was somebody's drag car. Somebody had their drag racer out driving it. You could smell the gas. They had that shit on that E85. That pump gas. You'll smell it. I turned and looked, and I'm like, because I thought about it, like, ooh, somebody got a car, and I thought about, hey, I wonder what happens if I, nope, don't even rev your motor at that. If you see a car pull up to you at the light, and they got those skinny front tires on, the skinny front tires and the Douglases, don't rev your motor at that. That guy's going to embarrass you. In fact, I saw two of them. One guy had one of those 80s models S10s. That cam was beaten. The cams on those two cars were beaten. And I'm just like, damn. That's, pretty loud. That's honestly what I felt like, that's some, loud shit. And that one, too, also had the E85 pump gas smell. I'm like, yep, somebody's serious about that. But I tell you, the worst ones are the other sneaky ones. Like them guys that they got the sleeper builds, forget them. If you see an old dude pull up to a drag strip, and he's got one of those Dodge Diplomats, don't race him. I guarantee you he done shoehorned a 440 off in it. And he will make you look stupid. Or God forbid, the old guy with the old 4 Fairmonts. Those guys don't play around either. It's like, buddy, you will know it. Okay, so that gave us 3 steel beams. That's probably what I'll do, just go back and get the rest of that stuff. But of course that is something. Yeah, I'm not trudging through that shit. This thing almost got us bogged down. Oh, there's my truck. Not sure what else there is to do. A lot of trees. You know, I bet you I could clear most of these trees out. Well, at least I know where the sand is now. Of course it is. This is mostly what I do in RoadCraft. It's just lay out sand and play with bulldozers. I don't know, where's the sand? Oh, that explains it. That explains it. That explains a lot. Not going to question it. But of course, hey, we are getting DLC for this. And there's supposed to be an update where they add new stuff. Supposedly adding new stuff. Which I'm like, dang, it's about time. Probably more levels, too. You know, maybe they could learn from their mistake of expeditions and just be like, okay, let's not do that again. Because, you know, you think you'd learn from it. I mean, there is Mud Runner, so... yeah. Of course, I know there's going to be somebody asking, well, what's wrong with Mud Runner? Absolutely nothing. Unless you really want to get into it, then to me it just came off as a reskinned Spin Tires, which it was Spin Tires at one point, but Ubi chose to screw over Pavel, and that was about the end of it. Which, you know, it was a shitty situation, but, you know. And plus that, I will say, modding on that game was way easier compared to, you know, compared to SnowRunner. Yeah, you know, it was enjoyable, but, you know, that was more centered around logging. But, you know, still, the mods were decent. But the whole modding community was kind of toxic. Everybody accusing each other of stealing each other's mods and all that. Hell, one particular dude came after me back in the day because I pretty much, you know, he didn't like how I reviewed mods. And he was mad about it, and then finally when you went and looked up his YouTube channel, it's like, oh, that explains it. He also had his Reddit profile linked. And then you went and clicked on that, and then you saw what he was into, and it's like, oh, he's one of those types. And it was mostly, you know, not trying to get into politics or anything, but it was mostly that, what I like to call nonsensical right-wing BS. Which really ain't no different than the left-wing BS they love to complain about. However, I don't do politics because, A, politics is ultimately stupid. It's just two jackasses braying at each other, calling each other, you know, the unholy trinity of gamer words. And for those of y'all that don't know what that is, well, just go look up some of them old COD videos from back in the day. And it was kind of heard on iDubbbz back in the day too. Alright, there it is. So that's really my whole point. I really just don't do politics because of how stupid it's gotten. Because I know on my old channel I did touch on it some, but then finally I was just kind of like, man, this is depressing. Y'all really out here trying to kill each other over some dumb shit. Which is quite literally what it was. Dumb shit. And plus that, I think it's funny how one side assumes I'm for them, and it's like I'm actually not for either one of y'all. So that was kind of some funny stuff I had to deal with back in the day. Everyone thought I was either a diehard, you know, one side or the other, and I'm like, no, I don't like either one of y'all. But to me, y'all both suck. That was just my take on it. I just thought it was stupidity of the highest order. But of course, if you want to get, you know, heat now, just tell people the truth. Tell people the truth about themselves and watch them lose it. But that ultimately requires discernment, which, sadly, most people don't even know how to cultivate it or even know how to use it. And then that leads off into all kinds of messiah complexes and savior complexes, and it's like, no. And that's the one thing you got to watch out. Some people, they go on these spiritual journeys, and all of a sudden they think they're the second coming. And it's like, no, you're not the second coming. You're crackhead McGee from down the street. And most of those people, it's honestly, see, this is what happens when you take too much Quaaludes. Because I had a teacher like that she basically smoked herself stupid. And everybody knew she was doing it. And it's like, how did you get hired? And then it's like, no, never mind, she's friends with the principal. And before y'all start tripping out, the principal was a female. So at that point, it's like, you know, whatever. So it's like, yep, we know why she got hired. It's like, you see, this is what happens when you never come out of the hippie phase. Which I said this, I've met the hippies from the 1970s. A lot of those dudes and dudettes were cool. But some of these new age ones, nuh-uh, forget it. Those are cringe. That's what I say. It's cringe bait at this point. And then you just sit there and you look at these people and you go, dang. Because I've been around some of the ones that they have been hippies since, you know, the 60s and the 70s. They were cool. Not these new age ones. They are everything that the hippies were against. You know, this is definitely going to need some more. Okay, definitely come back through here with a mulcher. Of course, if you want to know something about now about a lot of content, it's either grifting or die-hard cringe bait. Or some form of brain rot. Of course, if you really want to get into it, there's actually a good number of political content that it's basically garbage content at this point. It's basically just low value rage bait. Like it's not even the good shit. It's not even great value. It's basically just crap they sell at the Dollar General. And then at that point you're just looking at it going, really? Is this what we really become? No, that's what they've become. However, I got better things to do than to talk about politics or what some other jackass is braying about. And it's like this. If I want to hear jackasses bray, I'll go listen to my own. I'll go listen to my uncles. You know, that's wild. All this sand. Yep, definitely making this a whole lot of sandy. I'm not even sure how to describe this modern landscape. But I'll probably get this nice and scooted. Of course, I know some of you are going to ask, aren't you going to pave it? No. Quite literally, no. course, one thing about it, ever since I got this dump truck, it's been a lot easier. Technically, I got two. I got the one that's 20 tons, and this one has 80. Of course, I was going to build bridges, but it's like, nope, I'm going to build roads. Which is what I'm doing. Building roads. And talking about whatever else comes to mind. Of course, that reminds me, I gotta make another ASMR video. Yeah, funny enough, you get 2 ASMR videos this week. Which is what RedCorn really does. But that's more for the ladies. ASMR is strictly for the ladies. Like, hey, you know, it's like, oh, you got a few female subscribers. And it's like, okay, here's some ASMR. And I am doing a karaoke stream on Saturday because I said I was going to do it. And I think I will lay. Yeah, I think I'll dump a couple of more loads of sand and be done with for tonight. But yeah, you'll actually learn stuff hanging out with me. Of course, I am going to be interested to see if they actually do some American maps. I don't know if they did or not. But it is interesting. It is interesting. People are now chiming in more. But I think after I take my break, I'll be back to streaming at normal times, which is, you know, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday, 4 p.m. Central Standard Time. That's when I normally stream. But since it is Valentine's Day week, I figured, you know what, I'm going to do something special and stream for a week. I don't know how some people can do it. But of course, what is funny, they were talking about streamers and, you know, it was a video. Like, they were talking about streamers and, you know, money and stuff. Alright. Alright, you do that. And don't kid yourselves, I got other... Don't kid yourselves, I got other mods active. Some of them might be watching. I said I was going to dump a few rounds of sand. Oh, so that's what I'm doing. Just heading right up this trail. You know, I could probably do this whole trail in a video series. I know that's what some people do. They just build roads in this game. Just not even as objectives, just a fun thing to do. But yeah, like I was saying, they were talking about, you know, streamers and all that. Given that I've been doing YouTube, and, you know, well, just content creation in general since 2012, 2011, 2012. I don't remember the exact date. I would say that a lot of streamers are really just broke as hell, and they're not happy. Like, I know there's some smaller streamers that they really want to make this work. But there's a lot of those big streamers, they wish they didn't do this. You know, they're just doing it for the money. Sad, yes, but it's the God's honest truth. Now, you know, I hate to be the one to break this, but, you're not going to make money at this. You know, find something else. Like, even all the people from way back to when this first started, they're actually happier, better off now that they're not constantly making content. I just make content because I actually enjoy it. Not just because I'm trying to make money or go big at it. I really don't give a damn. You know, hey, if it helps you be the greatest version of you, you know, these videos do, or any of these streams where I talk about real things, you know, so be it. Because I do have videos where I do talk about real topics. But I really need to make more of those. That's what I need to do. I need to make more of them. Because I kind of been slacking off. Like the last one, like the last serious video I think I ever really made was from way back. But yeah, I got to make a part 2 because, hey, the Valentine's audio. There's going to be part 1 and then part 2. So yeah, a little bit of commentary, because that's what I do with them. I commentary, like little silly tidbits. There's something roaring down the street. Of course, what I think is just sad, but also strange. Well, strange and sad, really. Is that now you're starting to hear kids in school talking about they want to be streamers and content creators, and it's like, lad, this shit will not work out for you. You really got to be bringing something to the table in order for it to work. Or 2, you just happen to, you know, find a niche and it sticks. So it's like, no, you got to have something else as a backup plan. Because, like, I remember how YouTube used to be set up when it came down to monetization. Used to, you didn't need any requirements. You just filled out all the AdSense stuff and you got it. That's like, I remember there was a guy I used to play with, and when he started it, he was getting, like, you know, he was getting 3 cents a video, so it's like, well, it's a start. But then he just ended up quitting. I don't know if he quit or if he just, you know, just vanished off the face of the earth, or, you know, life happens. You know, you gotta account for that. You know, life is gonna happen regardless. You know, technically this is actually my second channel, because the original channel got taken down years ago, because for one, it was a combination of, I broke YouTube's rules. And I was just dealing with a lot of mental stress, so it's like, I can't do this anymore. And then, you know, that channel got taken down. I did contest it because I was going to take a very massive break and then come back. But YouTube wouldn't allow me to keep the old channel, which had around 2,000 subscribers. But you know, these things happen. But you know, these things happen. Up there it goes. Well, I guess this is a good enough any place to stop. Well, at least I got a road made. Oh well, I guess that's about it. So I guess I'll be seeing y'all around for tonight. Now then, for those of y'all watching back on the replay, shoot the like button with a grip skidly if you enjoyed, and please do comment down below your favorite... Well... Okay, my wheel's acting up. Ain't nothing new. So, yeah. Well, gotta find something for y'all to comment, because, hey, comments do help out with the algorithm. So, yeah, do comment your favorite piece of construction equipment if you're watching back on the replay. So, other than that, I'll be seeing y'all around. Now then, do smash the subscribe button today and click the notification bell icon to stay up to date when I go live, because I do normally live stream every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday at 4 p.m. Central Standard Time. But since it is Valentine's Day week, I'm live streaming every day this week. So yeah, there is going to be a karaoke stream on Saturday. So, I'm going to go stretch and grab something to eat. So, other than that, thank you all. Good night. Links are in the description down below if you want to hear the music, which is by NachoCast, because it's his farming simulator radio stations. So yeah, y'all check that out. And I will say this: it is AI. Don't trip. Now then, y'all have a great day and a ballin' weekend, and remember, don't do anything stupid. So see y'all tomorrow with whatever I got cooked up in store. Thank you all, and good night.
Kicked off in the barn, spent my last dime on a 2-bit charm. Whiskey bottle rolled under the straw, dreams left shattered by a whiskey jaw. Cornfields dry like my old cowpoke heart, plowed my soul into soil that's tart. Smoky bar stool where I drowned my sin, bought love cheap, never felt it again. Whiskey and women drained my soul, left me empty with a hole. Whiskey and women took it all, now I can't stand, but I'd rather crawl. Guitar strings snapping like my resolve, old roadhouse where my life devolved. Shaky hands hold memories close, yet I lost more than most snow. Falling down, nobody's around. Silent screams in a sleepy town. Empty pockets can't buy back time. Echoes of regret on my mind. Whiskey and women drained my soul, left me empty with a hole. Whiskey and women took it all. Now I can't stand, but I'd rather crawl. Cornfields dry like my old cowpoke heart. Plowed my soul in a soil that's tart. Smoky bar stew where I drowned my sin. Bought love cheap, never felt it again. Whiskey and women drained my soul, left me empty with a hole. Whiskey and women took it all. Now I can't stand, but I'd rather crawl.